Hey, adrenaline junkies. Welcome to Mind Rush. Get ready to dive into heart-pounding chases, jaw-dropping action, and the most thrilling moments caught on camera. Let's get your heart racing. On February 26, 2024 in Mississippi, a trooper spotted a silver Mercedes-Benz flying down Interstate 55 at around 120 miles per hour. He merged onto the highway to stop the car, but the suspect weaved through heavy traffic and vanished briefly from sight. Minutes later, dispatch reported the Mercedes was now headed northbound, giving the trooper one more chance to intercept it. When he caught up near mile marker 36, he moved in for a pit maneuver. But at that speed, control didn't last long, and his patrol car slid off the roadway and into a ditch as another trooper took over the pursuit.
Northbound, dog train Mercedes. Front rim is gone. Let's get ready. We're at the speed's 120, 40 mile marker northbound.
After you get a clear spot, keep behind or get back instruction.
Stand by 130. TBI, give me a 1060.
Just right now, trying to go over there.
At the first safe opening, the trooper pulled alongside the Mercedes and executed a pit maneuver, forcing the suspect vehicle toward the median. As the vehicles made contact, the trooper's own unit lost traction, slid across the lanes, and crashed into the center ditch. The impact with the cable barrier tore apart the front end, damaging the bumper, TVI attachment, hood, fenders, radiator system, and both driver's side doors. Despite the crash, the trooper regained control and cleared himself from the roadway while units moved in to secure the scene. The suspect's vehicle was stopped and the pursuit was brought to an end. Charges: fleeing and eluding, reckless driving, excessive speed, endangering the public. A 120 mile per hour run across both sides of Interstate 55 ended with a hard stop and a wrecked patrol car. The suspect's speed bought time, but not freedom. On July 29, 2025, in Pinellas County, Florida, Trooper Logan spotted a white SUV speeding southbound on US 19. Before he could even react, the driver cut across multiple lanes like he was late to every appointment he's ever had. The SUV continued weaving recklessly, taking exits at the last second and using the shoulder as if it were a bonus lane. It was clear this wasn't going to be a quick conversation on the roadside.
We're approaching 611.
As Trooper Logan attempted to stop the SUV, the driver immediately floored it, beginning a reckless run through Pinellas County. He blew onto I-275, drove into the median, swerved back out, and kept going like stopping was optional. Even after 2 attempts at a pit maneuver, he pushed southbound, crossing medians, running a red light, and driving into oncoming lanes. Whatever plan he had, it definitely wasn't improving behind the wheel.
Was that you?
Yeah, I'm coming. Right behind him on number 2.
He's in the ditch.
Then I need to...
Come on, hands! 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 Get out of the car! Get out of the car! I'm gonna shoot you! Get the fuck out of the car! No, it's you! Get there! Get there! Get on the fuck ground! My friend, cover! I got you!
The pursuit continued until Trooper Foley's patrol vehicle came into view, prompting the suspect to make a sharp turn onto 66th Avenue North. Moments later, he took another hard turn onto 35th Street, carrying far too much speed to handle the corner. The SUV left the roadway and dove into a ditch, finally coming to a stop. The driver, Marcus Real Hoptree, was taken into custody without incident, despite insisting someone else had been driving, someone who apparently vanished into thin air. A records check revealed a suspended license, prior DUI convictions, and an active warrant. At the breath testing center, he refused field sobriety exercises and refused a breath sample, marking his second refusal. Charges: fleeing to elude law enforcement, driving under the influence, refusal to submit to testing, driving while license suspended. A simple speeding violation escalated into a multi-agency pursuit, a ditch landing, and a long stack of charges. Hoptree tried to talk his way around the situation, but the facts and the ditch weren't on his side. In the end, the chase stopped, but his legal troubles didn't. On November 30th, 2021, in Perry County, Arkansas, officers were working with U.S. Marshals to arrest murder suspect Donald Lee Camp, a man wanted for running over and killing a 52-year-old in Houston earlier that month. Camp was believed to be armed, determined not to return to prison, and likely to flee at the first sign of law enforcement. When he arrived to meet a confidential informant, he immediately noticed the police presence and took off at high speed, threatening the informant before escaping. Corporal D. Bailey was closest to the area and moved into position as the pursuit came directly toward him.
We're slowing down here. We're coming up on 155.
When Camp slowed near Highway 155, Bailey slipped into position and tapped the left rear of the SUV with a pit maneuver, rocking the vehicle but not stopping it. Camp regained control almost immediately and shot south onto the narrow county roads, forcing deputies and marshals to stay tight behind him. He crossed the center line repeatedly as the chase funneled into tighter terrain, leaving less room for error with every mile. Even after the pit attempt, Camp kept pushing deeper into the back roads of Perry County, with units stacking up behind him. The pressure mounted as the roadway narrowed and the chase closed in on its final stretch.
Yeah, we are slipping, Jim. Southbound across Highway 115.
Pavement in, and we're going into Double Road.
After the failed pit maneuver, Camp continued south onto the narrow county roads with task force officers closing in. Moments later, he turned onto Perry County Road 38, where the gravel shoulder and tight curve finally caught up to him. The SUV slid off the roadway, dropped into a ditch, and came to a stop with the engine disabled. Camp tried crawling out of the window, but officers moved in immediately and ordered him to the ground. When he refused to give up his hands, a controlled knee strike brought him into compliance, allowing officers to secure him safely and end the pursuit. Charges: second-degree murder, fleeing reckless driving, failure to comply parole violation. A reckless run through rural Arkansas ended with a ditch, a disabled SUV, and a long list of charges. Camp outran the first pit, but not the officers waiting down the road. On October 3, 2025, in Orange County, Florida, troopers located a stolen U-Haul rolling along Riverside Road. The driver ignored every signal to stop, drifting between lanes as a helicopter moved into position overhead. Troopers warned him repeatedly, but he kept creeping forward like he thought he still had somewhere to be. That's when the pursuit officially began.
I can't reach 1384, neither can control 5. You can take primary. They're going to be northbound on Keller Road from 414. Northbound Keller Road 414.
The U-Haul headed westbound toward Magnolia, picking up speed and pushing well beyond what a rental truck was ever built for. Traffic scrambled as he weaved into oncoming lanes and drifted across shoulders through quiet neighborhoods. Troopers rotated positions, keeping pressure on him as he turned into residential streets, still refusing to pull over.
We're going to be in the residential area, I believe.
Northbound on Keller Road, a trooper lined up the opportunity and executed a controlled pit maneuver, spinning the U-Haul to a stop. Officers moved in immediately and took the driver into custody without further resistance. EMS was requested after he complained of injuries, and the U-Haul was safely recovered on scene. The chase was over as quickly as it had escalated. Charges: fleeing and attempting to elude possession of a stolen vehicle, reckless driving, failure to obey commands. A stolen U-Haul and a string of bad choices turned a simple recovery into a rolling pursuit across Orange County. In the end, a clean pit maneuver ended the chase, and the rental truck went back on the hook. For the driver, the only thing delivered that day was a ride to jail. On an afternoon in Booneville, Arkansas, dispatch advised officers that a man who attempted to cash a fake check was now sitting in a maroon Dodge Challenger at a gas station across from the bank. Trooper S. McElroy and Booneville PD Lieutenant K. Smith, both driving undercover units, moved in to make the stop. The moment McElroy's Charger pulled into view, the suspect wasted no time and bolted eastbound through traffic. It was clear he wasn't planning on answering questions at a gas pump.
Eastbound, highway. WD's with me. They tried to cash a forged check at the bank here. Maroon Dodge Challenger, 2 black males.
Maroon Challenger, 2 white males, current 1020.
Passing right line. It's a 10 tag, I can't read it. Speed's at 80.
The Challenger weaved through heavy traffic as the pursuit pushed east toward Magazine, slipping between cars and forcing officers to stay tight behind him. The narrow 2-lane highway offered almost no margin for error as speeds climbed and the suspect kept pulling away. McElroy held steady, waiting for the next safe opening while Lieutenant Smith followed from behind. Even after clearing town, the driver refused to slow, pushing deeper into the stretch of open roadway ahead.
Fort Smith's already in mess. They lit a tree, went up, hit them. Car's on fire.
Vehicle on fire versus tree. Order 1020. I'm talking to Magazine. I'm sorry.
Just east of Magazine. Show me your head! Show me your head!
Just outside Magazine, McElroy found his moment and executed a pit maneuver, striking the Challenger's rear quarter and sending it spinning off the roadway. The car slammed into a tree and immediately erupted into flames as officers rushed forward to pull the suspects out. One of the occupants became unresponsive during the rescue, prompting McElroy to notify Lieutenant M. Toon, who then requested a full investigation from CID. Special Agent C. Waters led the case with assistance from S.A.J. Arnold, reviewing statements and scene evidence. The prosecutor later ruled the pit maneuver justified, and no charges were filed against McElroy. Charges attempted check fraud, fleeing reckless, driving a fake check turned into a dangerous pursuit, and a fiery crash that closed the case fast. The suspect ran from undercover units, but the consequences caught him at the next turn. January 29, 2021, in Hampton, Georgia, a trooper watched a silver Mazda cut through a right turn lane to jump ahead of congested traffic and run a red light. The moment the signal changed and he moved in to stop the car, the driver made it clear he wasn't interested in a calm roadside chat. When the trooper hit his lights, the Mazda surged forward, swinging wide onto Richard Petty Boulevard and fishtailing across the lane. It was obvious the driver had already chosen the harder route, and the chase began almost instantly.
Okay, run the stop sign. We're at Wildwood Road and Woods Road. Okay, I'm gonna try and set them up for a pit.
Mazda tore through stop signs and shot onto Speedway Boulevard before cutting onto Lower Woolsey Road, immediately jumping into the wrong lane to pass traffic. Speeds climbed past 100 miles per hour as he crossed double yellows, forcing oncoming drivers to scatter. Whatever he was running from, he was running straight through everyone else's day to escape it. He pushed into Fayette County, threading narrow back roads and squeezing past construction crews who barely had time to react. At this point, he wasn't slowing down for traffic, signs, or reality itself.
Okay, we're coming up to an intersection. Then on the wrong side of the road, I'll let you know something short. On the wrong side of the road at this time. We're coming up on standby. Going to Tire Avenue, we're in the red light. And I do have some units behind me. Another county unit.
After running another red light onto State Route 92, the trooper decided the next opening would end the chase. On State Route 314, he pulled alongside the driver's side rear quarter and executed a pit maneuver, sending the Mazda spinning into a stopped Chevrolet Malibu. Fighting brake fade, the trooper slid into a nearby Toyota Camry as the suspect car came to rest. Both the driver, Dominique Lamar Haynes, and his passenger were detained without further trouble. A large bag of suspected marijuana was recovered from the vehicle and turned over to Lovejoy police. The chase covered nearly 20 miles before it was finally brought to a stop. Charges fleeing and eluding, reckless driving, possession of marijuana, running multiple traffic signals, endangering the public. A reckless run through 3 counties ended with a spin-out, 2 damaged cars, and 1 long list of consequences. He outran everything but the finish line. On December 2, 2025 in Clark County, Washington, a suspect stole a car with a firearm and later parked it at a Starbucks in Battleground. Deputies brought in a grappler unit, and before the plan even began, the suspect made the first move.
Northbound 70 seconds. Big double.
Hands up! Show me your hands! Hands up!
Back up, back up. Get in your car and pin him. Get in your car, pin him.
Back up, back up. Mike, if you ran your car, you're going to get us back
up. Deputies used the grappler near Northeast 72nd Avenue to stop the stolen car. The suspect rammed 2 patrol units before being boxed in and pulled out safely. Danielle Crosby, 40, was arrested, and the stolen gun was recovered. Charges: burglary, motor vehicle theft, firearm theft, unlawful possession, assault on officers attempting to elude a quick chase. Over the moment the grappler hit. She escaped the lot, not the charges. On October 6, 2023 in Atlanta, Georgia, Trooper A. Matthews moved in to assist Sergeant Calvert, who was following a stolen 2014 GMC Acadia, recently reported out of Macon-Bibb County. Moments earlier, the SUV had already fled from 2 different agencies and was now tearing through Atlanta streets. As Matthews merged onto Lee Street, he saw Calvert activate his lights, and the Acadia immediately hit the gas. It was clear the driver wasn't planning to stop for anyone that night.
going through the parking lot, coming back out onto West End. 795 is going to have primary. 795 is going to have primary.
795 will be primary at this time. You guys are going to be 1080.
Coming up behind APD. Watch out, watch out, watch out.
The stolen SUV tore down West End Avenue, blowing through red lights, hopping curbs, and cutting across yards as if traffic laws didn't exist. It forced oncoming cars to scatter before roaring south onto Joseph E. Lowery Boulevard. Atlanta officers watched it fly past, knowing the driver wasn't giving up, only making things worse at full speed.
Yeah, somebody else going to have to call it if they can. Turning left onto some street right here. Stand by. Left onto Joseph E. Lowery, or I'm sorry, Oglethorpe. Left on Oglethorpe.
Left on Oglethorpe, Singapore.
Right onto Lee Street, right to Lee Street.
Right on Lee Street.
Blind curve, can't do it. $10.50, still going.
You have the 56, keep going. He crashed. It's on Lee Street.
As the Acadia merged onto Lee Street, it clipped a Chrysler 300, bounced into a guardrail, and kept fleeing. Trooper Matthews moved in and executed a successful pit maneuver, sending the SUV into a construction fence. The driver, Willie Joe Williams, climbed out the window and ran, but APD boxed him in. Matthews deployed his taser and brought him down, allowing officers to take him into custody. Inside the stolen SUV, troopers found an open steel reserve and clear signs of impairment, with Williams refusing all testing. Charges fleeing and attempting to elude. Hit-and-run DUI possession of stolen vehicle. Reckless driving open container. Additional warrants from multiple agencies. What began as a lookout for a stolen SUV turned into a multi-agency pursuit, a crash, a pit maneuver, and a foot chase through a parking lot. Williams tried to outrun 3 departments in one night but couldn't outrun the inevitable. For him, the ride ended with a taser, a hospital clearance, and a long list of charges waiting at the Fulton County Jail. On September 4, 2024, in Littleton, Colorado, deputies responded to a burglary at a salvage yard on Blakeland Drive. As they set up a perimeter, a stolen Toyota Tundra suddenly sped out, ramming a patrol car and forcing its way past deputies. The suspect fled immediately, turning a routine property call into a dangerous pursuit.
32 exiting Bellevue.
Exiting Bellevue, 305.
5 David 32, they just lost the trailer. It is blocking the exit to Bellevue. The truck is now eastbound. 5 David 32, I'm pursuing the truck. Speeds of about 70.
The Tundra tore onto nearby roads with deputies close behind, weaving through the early morning darkness as traffic signals and speed limits became optional. Shots were fired from the suspect's vehicle as Englewood officers joined the pursuit, forcing units to keep distance while staying locked on his path. The chase cut through multiple jurisdictions, pushing deeper into Greenwood Village as the suspect refused every command to stop. Even with damaged vehicles and rounds fired, deputies held the line and stayed on him.
Speeds of 83, still riding on the wheel.
Speeds of 83, riding on the wheel, 309.
Do you want to get your car up here?
I do 32, east of Fairfax, speeds of 70.
East of Fairfax, speeds of 70.
I do 32, speeds of 70. And they're firing shots, I believe.
Speeds of 70, firing shots at 309.
5 David 32, I believe they're firing shots out the window.
I copy. Shots fired at 310.
5 David 32, approaching Monaco.
Richmond, you got something up there? We're working on right on security. The car pushed down, I think, south, but we're going to clear the lots and stuff.
Near Village Greens Park, the suspect lost control and crashed, ending the pursuit in a cloud of debris. Deputies moved in quickly, pulling 29-year-old Brenton Zeiler from the stolen truck and taking him into custody without further injury. One deputy who was struck during the initial ram was treated at the hospital and released later that morning. A search began immediately for 2 additional suspects believed to have fled before deputies arrived at the yard. Charges: attempted murder of a peace officer, motor vehicle theft, reckless endangerment, vehicular assault, resisting arrest, obstructing a peace officer, vehicular eluding second-degree burglary, criminal mischief. A burglary call turned into a rolling gunfight across the county, ending only when the suspect ran out of road. He fled the salvage yard, but not the charges waiting afterward. On November 30th, 2025, in Little Rock, Arkansas, Trooper Jackson Shoemate intercepted a pursuit involving a stolen white Ford Explorer on Stagecoach Road near I-430. The vehicle had fled from Little Rock police moments earlier, and Shoemate moved in as the primary unit. Behind the wheel was 38-year-old Lorenzo Howard Ellison, who wasn't interested in pulling over or discussing the Explorer's ownership. Instead, he pushed the SUV harder, treating the roadway like the speed limit was optional.
Going up to the baseline. Speed's 80.
Coming up the baseline.
Turn right on baseline. To a parking lot.
Turn on baseline. Come to a parking lot.
Alright, back on the Stagecoach.
Back on the Stagecoach.
Speed's 90, going up to Otter Creek.
And you come up to Otter Creek.
Keep brake checking me.
Keep brake checking me.
TBI, Otter Creek.
TBI, Otter Creek, 10:30 p.m.
That moment came on Stagecoach Road near Otter Creek Road, where Trooper Shoemate performed a tactical vehicle intervention, spinning the Explorer and shutting the chase down. Ellison bailed out on foot, sprinting away from the SUV, but he didn't make it far before being taken into custody. A digital scale and a bag containing fentanyl and meth were located outside the vehicle, and Peterson was found with a glass pipe. All 3 suspects were arrested, with Ellison facing additional charges related to the stolen vehicle and its unauthorized use. LRPD took over the scene and the case. Charges: trafficking in fentanyl, possession of meth, hash, heroin, cocaine, with intent to deliver unauthorized use of property theft by receiving felony fleeing on foot, reckless driving, speeding, failure to stop at red light, failure to use turn signal, a stolen Explorer, a bag of fentanyl, and a foot chase. Ellison gave officers a full checklist of what not to do during a traffic stop. His driving didn't work, his running didn't work, and his luck definitely didn't work. In the end, the drugs, the stolen vehicle, and the pursuit all caught up to him faster than he could flee. On July 15, 2024, in Omro, Wisconsin, officers responded to a disturbance involving a weapon after a Facebook Marketplace car sale turned violent. The seller, a 65-year-old man, struggled with the suspects over a firearm and was shot before they fled in a vehicle. Within minutes, deputies located the suspects driving a U-Haul box truck heading southbound. What began as a marketplace meetup had turned into a multi-jurisdictional pursuit.
Copy, you can stand down for 201. Central 1. Go ahead. Did you copy that? We don't currently have a...
155 to Johnson. Speed's 50%. Johnson.
Contact helicopter.
Losing his tires. He's going to be westbound on Johnson. Say to him. Hit.
Dispatch from Brandon Fairwater 678.
Near the Johnson Street exit, a trooper used a pit maneuver on a fleeing U-Haul, but the driver reversed toward a busy intersection. A K-9 deputy blocked the truck, then pushed it sideways off the road to stop it. Deputies and 2 K-9 units surrounded the vehicle, and the suspect surrendered. A loaded gun was found inside. Charges: armed robbery, reckless endangerment, fleeing and eluding, firearm possession, battery with a firearm, and resisting arrest. A fake car sale turned into a dangerous chase, ended when deputies left the... On August 5, 2024, in Fort Wayne, Indiana, Officer M. Wills watched a speeding vehicle blow through a stop sign at nearly 3:35 in the morning. The driver, later identified as 29-year-old Tyjana Smith, already had an active warrant for driving while suspended. When Wills approached the car, she refused to identify herself or follow basic commands. What should have been a simple stop was already turning into something else.
471, what was the female's name again? She's not complying. Step up. That's not how this works. Step out of the car.
You just pull me over.
Step out of the car.
Reason.
Step out of the car.
No.
Yes. Listen, this is going to go a couple ways, okay? You can either listen, we can do this easy, or...
Right, but, okay, so let me see me running the stop sign. You got your cam on, right?
We have cameras, yes.
Okay, so let me see it.
No, I'm not showing you the camera.
I'm about to call my lawyer, you can back the fuck up. Because
step out of the car. Step out of the car, or I'm going to make you step out of the car, okay? We need you to step out of the car. We can have a conversation in the back.
No,
that's not how this works.
No,
that's not how this
step
works. Step out of the car.
No, that is how it works because I didn't do anything and you're going to...
If I have to put hands on you and you resist, you're going to get another charge, okay? So we just need you to step out. So step out of the car, please. Force you to come out.
Do it.
Step out of the car.
Do it.
Step out of the car. Okay. Step out of the car. Don't you fucking kick me! Bitch! Don't fucking kick me! Put your hands behind your hands! Put your hands behind your back! Give me your fucking hands! Give me your fucking hands! Starts at 15. Give me your hands! I'm gonna spray real quick. Give me your hands! You're gonna get pepper spray! Give me your hands! Give me your hands!
You got my hands! You got my hands!
Give me your hands!
You got my hands!
You are not listening.
You
Give me your hands! Put them behind your back!
How would you get them?
Put them behind your back! I can't!
They got them!
They got your hands. Get them hands up.
Stop!
You're sued, bitch! Everything's recorded, you dumb fuck! And you just punched me in my face!
Yeah, you kicked me!
Bitch, because you hit me! And you pulled my fucking wig off!
Stay back! I don't have this one on.
I know it ain't take two of y'all, bro. I know it ain't take two of y'all, bro.
Stop.
No.
Stop.
Bitch, my eyes hurt.
Hey, chill out with your knee, bro. Hey, chill out, bro.
Stay back.
Chill out, bro. Hey, bro, do your regular sailor, nigga. I can't breathe. Do your regular
Stop. It's over. It's over.
No,
you're done.
Over, bro.
You're done.
Grab that arm.
You're done. You're done.
Stand up.
You're done.
Officers finally removed Smith from the vehicle and brought her to the ground, where she continued resisting until handcuffs were secured. She was arrested on charges including resisting law enforcement and battery on an officer, in addition to her outstanding warrant. A formal review was ordered by Police Chief Scott Caudle to ensure department policy was followed. Officer Wills, who has been under public scrutiny from a prior fatal shooting case earlier in June, remains under administrative review in that separate investigation. Charges: resisting arrest, battery on an officer driving while suspended, warrant. Refusing to identify a stop sign violation turned into a physical struggle, and another investigation for the department. She resisted the instructions but not the eventual outcome. On November 27, 2025, in Little Rock, Arkansas, Trooper Fortune was running radar on Interstate 430 when a white Toyota Camry flew past at 90 miles per hour. He pulled out to stop the car, but the driver reacted instantly by accelerating even harder. The moment the lights came on, the Camry took off, turning a simple stop into a pursuit. Trooper Fortune stayed behind him, already seeing where this was heading. To keep the chase from getting worse, Trooper Fortune pulled alongside the Camry and executed a precise pit maneuver. The vehicle spun off the road, hit several trees, and overturned, ending the pursuit immediately. The driver, Mr. Talon Bizzle, was found unrestrained and briefly unresponsive before waking up. Medical personnel transported him to Baptist Health, where a blood draw warrant was completed. Inside the wrecked Camry, troopers found an open container, no registration, no insurance, and no license to match the speed he was doing. Charges: fleeing by vehicle causing injury, driving while intoxicated, open container of alcohol, speeding, improper use of plates, no seatbelt, no driver's license, no insurance, failure to register vehicle. A quick speeding stop turned into a full pursuit, a crash, and a long list of problems. Mr. Bizzle ran out of road and excuses at the same time. In the end, the chase ended exactly where his luck did. On March 22, 2021, in Atlanta, Georgia, a trooper spotted a silver Buick LaCrosse that matched the description of a vehicle that had just fled from Atlanta PD. The tag on the back was stolen, and the Buick was drifting down I-75/85 with its hazard lights suddenly flashing for no reason. When the trooper eased in behind it, the driver made a few odd lane changes, drifted onto the shoulder, then pulled back into traffic, as if he couldn't decide what story he wanted to tell. When the blue lights came on, he finally made his choice and hit the gas.
The vehicle was taken off from me southbound University. Silver Buick LaCrosse.
The Buick shot down I-75/85 and exited onto GA 166 West, weaving across lanes and ignoring anything shaped like a traffic sign. At Sylvan Road, he blew straight through a stop sign, turned onto Estes Drive, and rolled to a sudden stop. Before the car even settled, the driver bailed out and sprinted northbound. Repeated commands didn't slow him down. He was committed, at least until gravity, a ditch, and a taser teamed up to rearrange his plans.
William Union Queen 797, WUQ 797, Georgia dealer tag. coming up on Sylvan. Looks like we're exiting Sylvan, 1266 West. Clear, I see the truck on the left. Turn right, turning left on Estes. Push.
After stumbling down a rocky ditch, the driver tried to run again, and the trooper deployed his taser, dropping him instantly. The suspect, Leanthony Hutchinson, was taken into custody with a loaded stolen Glock .380 in his pants pocket. EMS removed the taser probes and Hutchinson was transported to Grady Hospital. A search of the Buick revealed an expired temp tag and the stolen dealer plate he'd swapped onto the car. Charges fleeing and attempting to elude possession of a stolen firearm, theft by receiving reckless driving hit-and-run related violations, driving with improper registration, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. What began as a simple ID of a fleeing vehicle turned into a foot chase, a ditch dive, and a stolen gun recovered on scene. Hutchinson tried running from traffic violations, stolen tags, and a stolen firearm, but he couldn't run from the paperwork waiting afterward. For him, the ditch was the last stop before handcuffs. June 9, 2021, Atlanta, Georgia. Troopers joined DeKalb County investigators searching for Terrell Gass, wanted for allegedly killing his grandmother. They soon spots his black Dodge Dart on the road, but before they can box him in, Gass slams into a patrol car and takes off. The Dodge weaves through traffic on Old National Parkway, nearly hitting a pedestrian as it speeds toward I-285. Troopers stay close, waiting for the right moment to stop him.
Searching on to 85 north. Nope, staying 285. Pit, 943's pit. 1050, he's still moving, he's still rolling.
Get out! He's coming up the hill!
As the pursuit hits the interstate, one trooper moves in and executes a clean pit maneuver, spinning the Dodge off the road and down an embankment. The suspect jumps out, running uphill, ignoring every command. When he reaches into his pocket and pulls a gun, officers open fire. He's struck and taken into custody within seconds. A loaded handgun is recovered beside him. The fugitive, Terrell Gass, was wanted for murder in DeKalb County. He now faces additional charges for aggravated assault on law enforcement, felony, fleeing, and reckless driving. For troopers that night, it was another reminder that in Georgia, no one outruns the law for long. Once the blue lights catch up, it's game over. Thanks for riding the adrenaline wave with us here at Mind Rush. If you're hungry for more heart-pounding action and edge-of-your-seat excitement, don't go anywhere, because we're just getting started. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more mind-blowing moments coming your way soon.